Hi, how are you? Today we're going to talk about the same Torah portion which we were talking before, Behel Teka. For the past 1 week, I was trying to upload certain, the same Torah portion, but some reasons there was some problem with my computer or my camera or something. But I'm trying to give my best shot today to get this uploaded. Well, let's dive into this one. Today we are going to talk about the same Torah portion called Behel Teka, which is set it up or light it up. Mashbea and Maccabel. These are the two words that we're going to dive into. Mashbea means, the benefactor, the giver. Maccabel means the recipient, the receiver. So this is compared in the Bible. This is metaphorically explained in the Bible as a male and a female. Not exactly the male and female, but the concept of male and female. Even God, when He is going to come for the second time, He is being addressed as the bridegroom, and the church has been addressed as the bride. Kind of a male and a female concept. So the Maccabel and Mashbea is something both benefactor and the recipient, the beneficiary and the benefactor, the Mashbea and the Maccabel. So God, the whole notion of the creation has been created like that, like Maccabel and the Mashbea. So God is expecting these two characters, these two attributes in us. We must be Mashbea and a Maccabel. We need to receive and we need to give. We have to be a benefactor, and also we must be a recipient, or Mashbea or Maccabel. These both attributes, both persona, both character should be in us, each and every individual, which is very rarely found nowadays. Most of the people, most of the leaders, most of the evangelists or anyone, they don't want to receive anything. Rather, they would love to deliver something. I have seen in so many people, so many evangelists, the main task for them is to complain about someone else, to talk about somebody else, to make fun of them. That's the main focus for them, to spend their whole time with the congregation or the groups wherever they gather. This is kind of a spending my God's time. It's not in a way that it's supposed to be spent. This is the most of the time these are happening back home, complaining about somebody or talking or imitating about someone else. This is the main category because they are stealing the people from here, the other people are stealing from someone else. This is not the one. So we must listen and we must sit and we must receive from somebody. Could be maybe from a person who is not educated, who is probably more illiterate than us. We must have an open mind, an open heart to listen from them, to learn from them. That's what the Mashbea and Maccabel is. We need to do this one. Let us see this one in the Bible, what happens when Moses faced this type of an issue. Torah, I've been telling to you guys from the beginning, Torah is the one that we must follow, we must adapt, we must read, we must know completely and thoroughly about Torah. We never listen that one. We are in a world that we've been trained in certain type of procedures that we are following nowadays. When the Torah, why should we follow Torah? Is the Torah true or not? What is this going on? This is what it is. When Israel people, more than 2 million to 3 million people, when they left Egypt, God was walking them all the way along through the paths that they had never been through. The cloud pillar and the fire pillar was leading them in the night and day. And also they were crossing the Red Sea. God was with them. And they saw this generation of Israel group, they saw this literally God's hands on them. They were watching them, they were seeing them, they're experiencing them, they were feeling them. The same way when the Torah was given, they knew everything. They saw the lightning, they saw the thunder sound, they saw the smokes comes out of the Mount Zion. They saw everything, literally, they felt everything through their naked eyes. So Torah was given to these people, was true, and this Torah books was written for true. Everything, there is no fake in this. So this is a historical event that, it happened. So Torah should be followed. The Bible is totally, completely based on the Torah facts. So that's why I was telling that we need to follow the Torah, we need to observe the Torah, and we need to observe whatever the Israel people have done all these days. So my point is that when in the Jewish camp, you know, Joshua, the relationship between Joshua and Moses is kind of very unusual. Nothing much written about that one. Even though Joshua was a great warrior, great leader, and 40 years when he was with Moses, nothing is said about the leadership. Only when after Moses dies, he emerges as the leader. He comes as a leader. But until 40 years, he was listening and learning and going through all the process of guidance of Moses. So there is a period that we need to listen and learn from whoever it is that we are assigned to. So Joshua, when he was in the camp in the Moses time period, when Moses started his journey, it was almost 80 years, right? So Moses lived almost 120 years. Joshua lived almost 110 years. When Moses was setting up the camp with the 2 million people on the desert, in the desert, and Joshua went to Moses and told him there were 2 prophets was prophesying against Moses. What they were prophesying in the Torah, in the Hebrew books, there are a lot of other documentations which says that they were prophesying against Moses. They told that Moses is going to be dying soon, and Joshua is going to be taking over the leadership. So this is what the prophecy they told. So Moses goes there. If you go and read Numbers 11, chapter 11 and verses from 27, Moses went to Joshua and told, Joshua went to Moses, and told Moses that, Moses, these people are prophesying against you. Take them out. Remove the prophecy. Take them, get out of these people. So when they wanted to, address these type of issues in the biblical time those days, if they want to avoid someone, if they wanted to avoid certain things to happen, what they used to do, basically they will give extra work for them to do, because there was no work for them sitting down and doing a prophecy. So they will put them in a process of not giving them more work so that they can concentrate on the work. This was one of the things that they used to do. But however, how come 2 people from the prophecy, from the camp, can go ahead and prophesy against Moses? Moses chose 70 people to work along with him. So how he chose 70 people among the 12 tribes, right? Even the Revelation talks about the 70 leaders. How these 70 people and 70 leaders came up, how Moses chose these 70 leaders. Have we ever asked the question, in what calculation need to happen? Because there are 12 tribes. If they're going to take 5 people in per tribe, it's going to be only 60. If they're going to take 6 people per tribe, it's going to be 72. Then how come these 70 came in? So how Moses chose this one? So what Moses did was, Moses chose 6 people from each tribe, and the rest 72, and he put a lot for 2 people, and then he removed them. And these 2 people were these Eldad and Medad. These were the 2 people prophesying against Moses, telling them that Moses will die soon and Joshua will take over and Moses' era will be finished. So these were the 2 people who were prophesying against. So folks, nowadays people are prophesying. Everybody is prophesying. Everybody just go there, lay their hands and start telling the prophecy. It is tired. I'm tired of listening all these things. I wanted to encourage you. I wanted to encourage you to go into the Bible and read the Bible exactly what Bible says. There are a lot of, not good teachings going out there. I wanted everybody to come out of their line and try to focus on the Word of God, because Word of God is very important, because the Word is God. God himself, the word, the Bible is the word. So we need to know exactly what Bible talks about. People are prophesying so many things. I'm listening every single day message about so many different things. Oh brother, when the when the last trumpet was been blown, have been would be blown, that time all the people will be gathered. So these people, they don't even know how a shofar sounds. There's a different sounds of shofar in a different occasions. How do you differentiate the shofar sounds? They don't know anything about that one. So people don't know anything, and they just start telling all these prophecies and stuff. I'm so annoyed on this one, and I want you to be careful about this one. This is the word of God. The more you dig in, the more you treat, the more you value that word, that it will value more to you. I mean, there are no more time left for us to just waste our time in going and just attending and sitting in down the meetings and taking some kind of a temporary enjoyment. I think it is we need to start doing our serious businesses right now. So these prophecies, these prophets, whoever they prophesy, nowadays mostly about only the blessings, only about the blessings. Okay, you'll be, blessed so nicely, this and that. But folks, please take care. See how Moses did the situation. When Joshua went and Moses told Joshua, he said, Joshua, let them prophesy. Let them prophesy, not a problem. See, Moses has seen even the last days. In the last days, I will pour out my spirit. I'll let everybody will prophesy, right? Those prophecy is totally different than what the people are prophesying nowadays. Folks, I'm telling, it is very important to know this fact. So, why people are prophesying in those days? How come they're prophesying? They were just sitting down, then they know there is no work. Will any one of us go and do the same thing nowadays? If anybody is, against the prophets, those who are doing, the evangelists emerging, is street to street, city by city, the evangelists emerging is too much, and they're prophesying 15 million prophecies around there. Can we go and stop them and give them some more work to do? And, we can't do that nowadays, right? But those days, they used to do that one. So let us see how these prophets were trying to do this. And what was the situation? Folks, 40 years they were in the desert. Just came out of the desert, from the city to the desert. So when they were in the 40 years, manna was given to them. Manna was an heavenly food. This manna was, completely, the heaven food which was given to them for 40 years. They could not able to gather it. They could not able to store it. They will eat every single day, and then the next day there's a new manna is given. What an amazing thing to have this one. So after eating this manna for 40 years, think about this one. There was no complaint of congestive heart failures. There was no complaint of diabetic. There are no complaints of obesity. There is no complaint of any dermal or problems. There is no complaint of gastrointestinal problems. There is no complaint of respiratory issues. There is no complaint of infection, pneumonia. Nothing was there. Above all, there was no complaints. There was something else phenomenal. There was no sanitary or sanitization system conducted during these 40 years in the desert land. There is no water resources either for the 2 million people. Imagine this. So how this could happen? It happened just because the manna food was completely absorbed by the body system. There was no excretion in the food because the food was without toxins. It is a no toxin food. It was, there's no toxic excretion happen through that food because that's the heavenly food doesn't have no toxins in that one. Isn't it amazing? We eat nowadays, we smell bad. We smell bad in the morning times because we eat the toxic food. The toxins are excreted every single day and we are smelling bad in in our life. Folks, when we eat manna, there's no toxins. That's how the Word of God is. Take the purity of the Word. take